So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, thou shalt hear the word of my mouth, and warn them from me.
Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Middle Tennessee and examining current events from a biblical perspective, this is Bible News Radio with your hosts, Randall and Stacy Harp.
Hello, people. Hey, you know what? It's Friday! It's Free For All Friday, people! So, yeah, it is. Hope you guys have had a good day, and I hope that if you haven't had a good day, that spending the next hour with me and Randall Pandlebear Face will help you out. And of course, this is a little bit too loud. And what I was going to say, if you're listening to the podcast archive, then I want to let you know that I hope you're not using us to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know people who do that. That would be me. I actually, don't tell anybody, but I actually listen to some people's podcasts and I go, I'm like out within a minute. That's all right. So today, if you don't know who we are, I am Stacy Lynn Harp. I'm Randall Harp's wife. Yeah, I am. I'm my dad's daughter. I'm my brother's sister. I'm a friend to you. An annoyance to some of you. A threat to mediocrity.
And
Okay.
if they do know who we are, then who are we?
I have no idea. A little bit weird, maybe.
Yeah.
I've been called that. I've been called weird. I've been called various things. So let me just say hi to everybody that I can see. Of course, you know, this iPhone isn't connecting really well with this, but I see Mia, my favorite medic, and Christy. Hey, it's nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a long time. All right, and I see Melanie, who still remains at the top of our #1 superfan list, and Diane is in, and I don't know who else because I am frozen in this very awkward position. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to log in here over on Facebook as well so I can see anybody, if anybody comes in. I know you guys, you watch clandestinely. You watch after the fact. Yeah, you do. So yesterday, we had quite the show. I'm gonna like myself here on Facebook. Wait a minute. Chrissy, I'm glad you're back. I missed you. I know that. Here's the truth, too. I'll tell you something.
You can let it play again.
Do you want me to?
No.
Okay. No. Actually, what I was going to say is, you know, sometimes people don't realize that I actually notice when people aren't in the audience anymore. You know, I'm like, I notice, like Jeff and Kim, they haven't been here in a long time. I noticed they're gone. Yep. I noticed other people. JDF, if you're still listening to the podcast, you should let me know, buddy. You know, and there's people. You come and you go. But we're here faithfully for you, whether or not you stay or not. Just like Jesus would be. Well, actually, I actually know that there are people who tune in, but they never tell me. You guys are clandestine people. Yeah, you are. By the way,
It's funny. Every time you say something and it reminds me of a song, I start singing in my head and it almost comes out of my mouth. And I think, wait a minute, don't do that. Because then we'll end up with these awkward gaps of silence on Facebook.
So Chrissy says, I purchased books from 2 of your past guests. You know, I would love to know what they are, because that tells me that the show's being effective. You know what? Seriously. I mean, in all seriousness, you should tell me who it is. In fact, why don't I make that a requirement? In order to watch our show, you have to tell me how you interact and what you do, how you learn, you know, how much time you read in the Bible every day, who you're witnessing to. I think you should be part of my cult. There we go. No, I'm just kidding. You're like, okay, I'm out of here. See ya. exit stage left. Or is it stage right? I guess it depends on where you're standing. Yeah. Okay, well, anyway.
Actually, it wouldn't. I mean,
It wouldn't?
I mean, because you're stage right, then, it's just a quick exit stage right. It just depends on how fast you want to get off the stage. It depends on where you're standing.
So Disciples by G. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, I'm gonna write that down so I know. Delaney. Okay, and I know who you're talking about, but I know I'm not spelling it right either. Because we have a lot of people on here. Now, yesterday, now let's just be honest. Wasn't yesterday's show kind of like vulnerable and intense? Oh my gosh. Judgment of the Nephilim. Okay, Ryan's book. That you're going to have to let me know what you think of that one, because I really like that book. And, yep. All that. So, so yesterday we talked to Linda Lee. This is her old name. But In Bed with a Snake, From Defilement to Deliverance of Sexual Demons. I'm going to tell you something. That was a good, meaty interview. And a real discussion that Christians should be having. I was telling Randall after the show. I said, I bared my soul once again and exposed myself, and shared what I have done. And I said, it always makes me laugh because... I know a lot of you have done it too. And yet there's 0 hearts coming in on the show. There's 0 comments. It's like dead silence.
It's that awkward silence when...
I guess for me it's not so much I mean it's just funny to me because
it is. I mean, if you were talking about, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of something that most people would never have done, and so it's just like, well, that's weird, but I think the silence has awkward silence when it comes close to home, but I could be wrong. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and switch off this again because for whatever reason, it's not connecting on Periscope and staying. I'm going to hit our home. Let's see if it works. From my home internet as opposed to T-Mobile, which for some reason it seems to be not working. I don't know.
It's just your iPhone, or at least the Periscope app on iOS.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. It's back. Okay. All right. Now I show 0 people watching, but I know that's not true because I show 4 showing up. It's weird. Okay. Whatever. I don't really care. Darren, hello.
I can fetch the droid.
Hey, by the way, so Darren is laughing because Darren, I know all about you, buddy. You probably completely understand, given your background and what God's healed you of. Anyway, I laugh. Well, no, look. Okay, let's just be honest. Okay, when you're talking about sexual stuff, the whole world will talk about it, and they'll go, "Oh my gosh!" and they'll make jokes about it. They'll get drunk and blah blah, and whatever. And they'll have their porn out there. They'll invite people over for orgies, right? And Christians do this.
Christians do that?
I'm sure they do. I remember at our old church, a woman who came up to me one day, and she's like, "Hey, I gotta talk to you." I'm like, okay. And this came out of the blue. I was like, she says to me, last night my husband and I watched porn together. And
and you're telling me because...
Yeah, I was like, I mean, do you say thank you for sharing that? Or do you...
I mean, it's not, it's good if she trusted you and she's looking for,
she did,
help.
But it was an elderly lady in the church. That's what really struck me, this was a woman probably 20, 30 years older than me. And she was telling me because she knew I was a therapist. And, and the funny thing, I'm just sharing this because I wasn't judging her at all. But the fact of the matter is that if the world talks about it and then they judge the church because they look at us as all stiff and everything, well, the church is in bondage. And that's what Linda was basically talking about yesterday, So, anyway.
Somebody's going to take that out of context, but...
The church is in bondage?
Yeah.
Was she uncomfortable with doing it? Yeah, she was. I think so. And yeah, that's an interesting question too. As a marriage counselor, if you have somebody come in and say, I'm a Christian couple, and as a Christian couple, we enjoy watching pornography together. Is there anything wrong with that? And there are people who would answer that question. They would say, well, and depending on, where you're at, what your struggle has been, etc., would be a lot of factors. And so a lot of the question I would have with that in particular would be, well, what is it about what does the pornography do that you can't achieve on your own? Seriously, that's the question I would ask. Was she looking for Melanie asked if she wanted free therapy. No, I don't think she did. I think she just wanted to tell somebody. But so I would ask that. And anybody, if you're addicted to porn or you look at it, I would ask you to ask yourself, okay, what is this doing for me that I cannot get within the context of my marriage? Of course, I understand if you're not married what it does for you, but in the context of your marriage, you got to ask that, right? Well, what's the lure? Why would you want to bring that into your marriage anyway?
Definitely a good question, but as to whether or not it's okay, I don't think there should be any hesitation.
Well, I can tell you that as a child that went through sexual abuse and having that stuff introduced to me, unfortunately, that there is nothing good that comes from it.
Exactly.
There's nothing good that comes from it. It's in fact, I'll tell you something. There's the association, and my friend Jennifer, who is a psychologist and who I'm very proud of, who actually just was accepted as a TEDx speaker down in Long Beach in a couple of months. Her birthday was just a couple days ago. No. Yeah, it was. Her birthday gift is late. But anyway, she recommended a book to me a couple of years ago that has to do with how your body remembers, right? So I'll share something. I don't think I've ever shared this on my show before. But, when my uncle would abuse me, one of the first things that he did was he would take my hand and he would hold it, and then he would make a motion inside my palm. And he would hold it and he would touch me in a certain way inside my palm. And that was the signal to me that he wanted to get off, let's just put it that way, and use me as his object. And so for years, it took me actually years to get comfortable with touching other people's hands, because that pervert did what he did to me as a kid, because I remember it, right? I remember it. Now I'm okay. It doesn't bug me anymore. But there's just that type of thing. So how much more, what a person gets out of that, how much more when you've gone through all that trauma and then you've put yourself, you've inserted yourself in your mind, there. And it's interesting because if you look at how you can rewire your brain by how you think, then the things that you think on are extremely important. Where you go in your mind is extremely important. How it impacts your body is very, very important. Now, Darren said it's based in sin. It cannot bear good fruit. I agree. I completely agree. So anyway, yesterday's show, if you did not watch it, then go back and watch it. All right. There's nothing there. There it is. And now I can go like this. It will go over my mouth. Well, maybe it won't. I don't know. So I don't know about you. If you have,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the comment on the screen.
Oh, remember, there's a huge delay.
I know. Oh, and yeah. There we go. Do you know how hard it is to do this show?
How hard is it?
It's just kind of hard, I don't know. It is kind of. All right. All right. We could talk politics, which I know all of you are super interested in. But I actually want to read this story that I found first. Speaking of this issue, okay. All right, I'm gonna.
Bless you.
Okay, listen to this. This is a man who I'd like to punch in the face, just so you know. Yeah, I'm being honest. This is over on the Courier Press. I didn't send this to you, I don't think.
Apparently not.
You want me to? Doesn't matter.
No.
Okay.
No, not necessarily.
Listen to this. This creep. Okay, it says here, Evansville child molesting suspect used Bible to manipulate victim, police say. Yeah. By the way, my uncle did the same thing to me, I should just say, before I became a believer. Evansville, Indiana. An Evansville man charged with 12 sex crimes groomed the child by reading her Bible stories, the police say. William Rogers, 30, allegedly read scripture passages to the child and then related the stories to a 30-year-old man marrying a child. The victim told investigators Rogers said if she did not sin against him, she would not go to hell. According to a probable cause affidavit, Rogers is accused of raping the child multiple times over several years, as well as forcing the victim to perform oral sex on him and other sex acts. Police say he knew the child but was not a relative. The alleged victim told police Rogers used the Bible to manipulate her into believing the abuse was right. Yep, so did my uncle. He did the exact same thing with me. Rogers denied the allegations, of course, to Vanderburgh County Sheriff's Office. A Sheriff's Office investigator wrote in the affidavit that Rogers said, "I didn't do anything with that child but teach her the Bible." Rogers reportedly answered some questions during an interview with the sheriff's officer investigator and then asked for a lawyer. Well, he needs a legal shield. Just kidding. The child described Rogers' genitals to a forensic interviewer at Holly's house. Police executed a search warrant for photos of Rogers' body and found a mark on his genitals that matched the alleged victim's description, according to the affidavit. Good for that kid, man. I'm sorry, but I mean, honestly, we remember, right? Okay. So the charges were filed. Rogers was formally charged with the following crimes Thursday in Vanderburgh County: 6 counts of child molestation as a level 1 felony, 3 counts of child molestation molesting as Class A felony, 2 counts of child molesting as level 4 felony, child molesting as a Class C felony, and obstruction of justice as a level 6 felony. So hopefully this guy gets his butt thrown in jail for a long time. In Indiana, felonies other than murder that were committed before July 2014 are grouped into classes A through D, with Class A felonies the most serious. Since July 2014, felonies other than murder have been classified in levels 1 through 6, with level 1 felonies the most serious. Really? So obstruction of justice is a level 6. Who knew? I would have thought that would have been up higher. But anyway.
I think so too. I mean, that's...
You would think. The charges against Rogers indicate investigators believe the abuse happened both before and after the law changed in 2014. Rogers was arrested Tuesday. He's in custody. Good. And no bond has been set in this case so far. So, you know what? Let's pray for that kid. I mean, that kid, it doesn't know if it's a girl or a boy. It didn't say. But...
It's one thing to...
No, it's a girl. It's a girl. Rogers said if she did not sin against him, she would not go to hell. So I wonder what the hell this ass... Did I say that out loud?
You did.
I did. Hole. Exactly taught her. Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to say those bad words. But honestly, what a... You know what, right? I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the type of person that I really just want to clock one and give him a number of swift kicks in the crotch for sure, with steel-toed boots, just so you know, because this really ticks me off. Because
sure,
it's bad enough that the kids are getting raped and all that stuff, but to use the Bible on, and maybe it's because I have a personal connection to that too, it just makes me madder, but. Anyway.
Yeah, it's one thing to misinterpret the Word of God or certainly teach it improperly. To be a false teacher, I mean, we The Scripture tells us that
I'm going to paste this on Facebook on our Bible News Radio page, so you can go see.
That
You can look at the picture of this guy. You
the
can see what he
teachers
is.
of the Word will receive a greater judgment. How much more to use it, abuse the Word of God for something so heinous. But you know what? Even that, there's forgiveness for that, you know. Yeah, it just makes me
You know what? I mean,
sick.
It's bad enough. See, this is what really gets my ire up, though. Aside from all the felonies, right? The sexual assault, abuse on a child. It's a child.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if it was an adult, I mean, it would be just as bad. But the fact is that it's a child, and children need to be protected, not hurt.
Yeah.
But then to use the Bible and misrepresent what Scripture says. See, this is
Yeah.
exactly what the world will do. Oh, well, see, all you Christians, this is exactly, you know. In fact, my friend
This
Ray,
is why the Bible is dangerous.
Yeah.
So you see what this guy did with it? That's why we need to get rid of it.
Well, in fact, my friend Raymond, who is a psychologist here in the area, I play pickleball. He was on our show a while back. He was telling me, I guess it was earlier this week. I don't remember. But anyway, he was telling me about a local therapist, Christian therapist, who was arrested. I guess she was arrested. But anyway, this Christian therapist apparently was spanking her clients. And we're like, what the hell? You know? And me and him were talking as we were playing pickleball because we're partners. Anyway, and, you know, we're talking, you know, having fun, but talking about this. And in the world of therapy, right? Just like lawyers, right? Lawyers, law, therapists, psychologists. Why would anybody work their butt off forever to earn your degree and then to, you know, you get your license, you go through all this internships and you get your license and then you commit stupid acts which then get you written up and get you unlicensed and dumb stuff. I mean, Bill Clinton, you know, he did that. Yeah, but anyway, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Bill Clinton's actually a good example because he's an attorney who committed crimes. He got impeached, okay? I mean, he lost his law license. But, I mean, why would anybody do that, right? I mean, to me, that's just not logical. I mean, I spent easily over $50,000 on my college education. And so why would I want to throw that away if I desire to get into the helping professions, because they are, to help people? Why would I go and do something stupid, attach Christian to it, and then put a black mark all over the name of Christ as a result? Drives me crazy. It does. And yet there are some people who will watch this show and go, oh my gosh, the host of Bible News Radio, that sweet and lovable host, said the bad word. And then I'll be judged. Meanwhile, they don't give a crap that the kid was raped or this guy's been using the Bible in the wrong way. That's what gets me. I just, yeah, bothers me. And I know I'm not alone. Fortunately, most of you are sane that watch this. Well, you have good taste anyway. All right, Randall, what do you got? By the way, I should say hi to some other people that came in. I see Diane came in and Advar came in. Advar, I have a question. You have a raining cloud, you have a regular cloud, and then that looks like some type of flag and some prayer hands and a person. I'm not sure what that means. And this looks like a sex bot under there. Michael, I'm not sure if you're a sex bot or a real person. And Piercy, I think you're real, right? I don't know. Levity between us. Okay, thank you. You and you shared something. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. By the way, how many of you are going to see the new Mr. Fred Rogers, Won't You Be My Neighbor movie that's coming out? You guys know about that? It's out. It's out in certain theaters. It's not here in my area because I live in the sticks. Just so you know. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm just waiting for responses. I know this is super thrilling for, for audio, the broadcast on audio. God loves you 24/7. Hey, How you doing? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming up from Canada. I actually have a funny story about Canada. One of my friends at pickleball today, her and her husband just came back from Canada, and she was telling me that they went to a restaurant up there, and that they had beer or whatever it was. They were sitting outdoors with the alcohol they were drinking, and they wanted to go move inside. I don't know why. I guess maybe they wanted to, I don't know why, but they wanted to go inside. They picked up their beverages with alcohol, and they decided to walk in and bring them inside the restaurant, and they were told that they couldn't because it was considered trafficking alcohol. True story. My friend said to me today, she said, in America, that would drive us all nuts. So anyway, that was her Canadian story. Just thought I'd share. JD Kenny, thank you for coming in. And thanks for the fiery super heart. You're not a super heart, but you know who you are. You're a super fan. By the way, all the super fans of Bible News Radio, you guys are awesome. Just so you know, you have great taste in people, in content. You all have a good sense of humor, you know, and you have a lot of time on your hands to become a super fan. And I totally appreciate you spending all your time with me and Bareface, even though it's not his real name. And by the way, I can't say hi if you're on Facebook and you're not telling me who you are. Because, you know, me and Darren, we should become friends, Darren. Now that I know who you are, I'm gonna ask to be your friend because I trust you. I know who you are. Wait, hold on. I'm going to do that because now I know who you are. I didn't know who you were before. Actually, Darren, you should come on our show. There you go. I just put you on the spot. If you want to come on and be a guest on our show, let me know. Yeah, well, I don't know what part of Canada she was in, but that is that way. Okay, wait, hold on. All right, I'm coming back over here. I came back. Wait. All right, how many of you guys saw the story here about the Honduran father? You know how Donald Trump and Jeff Sessions, all those guys have been under attack all this week, you know, because of how evil they are and, you know, wanting to enforce the law, and the children are being separated and blah, blah, and because of all that stuff. Well, apparently the woman or the father of the 2-year-old has said this regarding that picture that went away that was all over the place, and, you know, they're using as their propaganda piece. Over here on the Daily Mail, it says, exclusive. They are together and safe. Father of Honduran 2-year-old who became the face of family separation crisis reveals daughter was never separated from her mother, but the image of her in tears at the U.S. border control broke his heart. Dennis Javier Varela Hernandez spoke out about the status of his wife, Sandra, or Sandra, I don't know if it's Sandra or Sandra, sorry, 32, and daughter Yanela, who's 2. Yanela became the face of the immigration crisis after a Getty photographer snapped a photo of her in tears. Speaking to DailyMail.com, Hernandez said he has still not been in direct contact with his wife, Sandra, because he doesn't have a way of communicating. Dennis said Honduran official in the U.S. told him that his wife and daughter are together and they're doing fine. Sandra was part of a group that were caught by Border Patrol agents after making their way across the Rio Grande River on a raft. Wow, what a raft ride that must have been. She set out on her journey from Puerto Cortes, Honduras, to the U.S. at 6 a.m. on June 3rd and allegedly paid $6,000 for a coyote. Hernandez said she did not support his wife's decision to make the journey with their young daughter in her arms and never got to properly say goodbye. Aw, that's so sad. Anyway, there's more of the story, but the point is that the stupid liberal media, they like to go ahead and lie like a dirty rug, and, you know, and they make up these fairy tales about what really happens, and that's what happens, right? People believe it. It's propaganda. Just coughed in my ear.
I'm sorry. Very sorry. Please forgive me.
How come my head is cut off?
It looks pretty well attached to me. It may feel like sometimes like
I feel like you can just see my chin above the thing. Wait, maybe you can make me look higher.
No, I can.
Or taller.
or something.
Is that better?
Well,
Oh.
Anyway, you moved since we started.
Did I?
Yeah, because it was fine. But because now that'll be off. But I don't want to
no,
use the
fine.
top of your head.
That's good. All right. My problem is keeping all my hair in the frame. Sad some kids will never see their parents again. At least some will. What happens when you break the law and go to jail? Children can't go to jail with you. Actually, Love Lifted Me. That's actually a great point because, actually I heard Mark Levin talk about that, or Levin, Mark Levin. Was it Levin or Levin? Anyway, I heard him talk about that. And it's true. And it's, I'm just going to say this again. The left's outrage about this whole child thing is nothing but a bunch of hooey or BS. Okay, we can just say it that way. Because here's the thing. Okay, let's just be honest, right? The left doesn't give a crap about children, most of them, right? You know why? Because they abort them by the thousands, right? They send them to Planned Parenthood to die. I mean, let's just be honest, okay? They indoctrinate them into the homosexual lifestyle because, after all, that's natural and normal, right? Who gives a crap, who they sleep with? Wait, oh my gosh, yeah, they probably should, because that does not lead to life. It leads to death. So don't, the whole BS about the left really giving a crap about kids. it's just that they don't, and I'm here to declare that proudly that they don't. And if you happen to be a lefty, then and you're not one of those, then you should become a righty, because the right actually wants to protect kids. You're anti-abortion. Good. You should be, because you're here. And it's interesting. Anybody that's pro-life or anti or pro-choice, usually it's amazing because they're here.
Yes, 100% of the people in favor of abortion were never aborted. Okay, so Levity Between Us says the rain clouds are because I love the rain, the flag is Jamaican, and the hands are for prayer. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I like, I actually like rain. I used to hate rain, but now that I live here in Tennessee, I love it. And there's Stephen Batten has come here. Stephen Batten is one of our people that comes in all the time. Stephen Batten, right? Hey, Stephen, you are a member of Legal Shield, right? Right? You are, aren't you? Huh? Yeah. I should hear your story. I want to hear about it, what you think about that. Speaking of Legal Shield, I got to read you this article that came up today. Did I send you this one? The one on NBCnews.com? I'm not sure. I think I did. I think it's the last one. I forget the other one I sent you. Oh. This one looks better. Wait. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that, and maybe that will work. Yeah. For some reason I don't know. Anyway. Listen to this, you guys. More than 1 million children were victims of ID theft last year. Okay, so this is 2017. Last year, 1 million. 1 million kids. And 2/3 of the victims were under the age of 8. Is that insane or what? Okay, listen to this. It says here, we think of identity theft as an adult problem, but no one is immune from this crime. More than 1 million children in the U.S. were ID theft victims last year, resulting in losses of $2.6 billion, according to a 2018 child identity fraud study by Javelin Strategy and Research. No one is too young to be targeted. Javelin found that 2/3 of the victims were under the age of 8. Another 20% were 8 to 12 years old. All right. Now, this is interesting. I'm just trying to find where you are in the article, but I give up. So that's okay. I think you're in the wrong article. That's why. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Odds are there were far more than 1 million victims last year, said Al Pasquale, Javelin's senior vice president for research. Minors are an extremely vulnerable population with minimal ability to protect itself, according to a report. Another key finding, data breaches are more of a risk for minors than they are for adults. Last year, 11% of all U.S. households
had at least one minor. Of those who were notified that their information was breached, 39% of the children became fraud victims, compared with 19% of the adults notified about the breach. Children are more likely to become fraud victims after a breach because their core identity elements like social security numbers are more valuable for criminals. Criminals can have a field day with a child's identity information because it's never been used before. When a bank or other company pulls a credit report, they're not going to find anything, and so the criminal has a clean palette to work on. Fraudsters can buy a child's social security number on the dark web for about $2. Former ID thief Brett Shannon Johnson told NBC News. Johnson, who served more than 6 years behind bars, is now a consultant who specializes in fighting the crimes he helped perfect. So parents should look for warning signs such as their child receiving pre-approved credit card offers in the mail. So just so you know, if that's the case. By the way, you can also get that informed, informed delivery from the U.S. Postal Service. So you can figure out what's coming earlier. I love it. I just signed up for it, and all week I've been getting my mail scanned and sent to me, so I know it's coming. A child's social security number is typically used to create what's called a synthetic identity. The thief takes the legitimate stolen number, adds a different name, birthday, address, and phone number to start a new and bogus credit file. Then you can go to town using it for whatever nefarious purposes you want. I love the word nefarious. I can't believe they used it there. That's pretty cool. Anyway, Johnson said a crook can build up the credit scored on the synthetic identity in about 30 days and then apply for loans and credit cards, get medical treatment, or file fraudulent tax returns. By the time the crime is identified, by the time the child or parents discover they're a victim, the crooks are long gone, and all you can do is try to clean up the mess. Last month, Sarah Woodington, a single mom who lives in southeastern Pennsylvania, discovered that a crook in Texas had used her 17-year-old son's social security number to create a synthetic identity for himself. The fraudster had combined his name and address with her son John's social security number to create a false identity to get restaurant jobs in Austin. Woodington's son John is severely autistic and can't work. His mother lives on government assistance. Sarah learned about the ID scam when her benefits were threatened because the government thought John was working in Texas. Woodington fears her benefits will now be constantly threatened, and she worries what other damage the situation will create for her son. I have the man's name and address, and no one will help. Woodington told NBC News, the police told me to go to welfare. Welfare told me to go to Social Security. Social Security sent me to the IRS. It's like a big bureaucratic circle. I'm extremely angry and extremely frustrated that no one wants to help. Now she's getting help from the Identity Theft Resource Center. But if she was a member of ID Shield, she would have already gotten the help. Anyway, so there's more to that. But I bring this up because, as you guys know, recently I joined Legal Shield, and I actually left a couple of things on my Instagram story about it. I think this week alone I've been on the phone for at least 5 hours consulting with various people about the services of Legal Shield and ID Shield. And, honestly, the more I find out about it, and I'm learning a lot, by the way, the more I just have to tell you that you really need to get it. And I'm not just trying to sell it to you because I'm going to get something out of it. I actually want you to get protected, because think about it. First of all, ID Shield will cover your up to your 2 parents and 8 kids for a very low cost. And you can put in all your social security numbers. It will track your passport, social security, your credit card, your bank stuff, your internet stuff. It covers all of that stuff for like $9.95 a month, right, for the individual. And I think it's a little bit more for a family, but still, I mean, it's insane that they're going after kids. And again, why is it the kids? Because there's nothing there. And anyway, so
if you want to.
Yeah, you're gonna play the
clean
video.
record. Yeah, but I was surprised you didn't bring up the story about the guy in Ohio. There was a suicide, and anyway, it took a while to identify him, and for for like 40 years, he was using the Social Security number and ID of a deceased child.
I didn't know. Did I post that story?
No, you didn't.
Well, then I didn't know about it.
Anyway.
How dare you know something I don't know?
Anyway, but
anyway,
they were able to identify who he was.
Yeah.
Using DNA, stuff like that, and actually Ancestry.com and 23andMe, because of DNA samples, and figured out, and then learned his true identity, but they don't know why he committed suicide and why he took the ID of the deceased child or anything like that. It's just a mystery that remains. But
yeah, the ID Shield plan for the family starts at $24.95, and that covers up to 10. I think 2 parents and 8 kids.
Well, we can roll that footage.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that, and just look at it.
All right.
There.
Let's do it. Come on.
Hello from Legal Shield. We're proud to offer an identity theft monitoring and restoration service through our top-of-the-line Legal Shield Identity Theft Plan. Identity theft affects millions of Americans each year, but our plan provides you with secure web access to an up-to-date credit report, detailed analysis of your personal credit score, and email alerts regarding any activity under your name. And the plan includes Safeguard for Minors to protect the identity of dependents under the age of 18. With valuable information on credit education for minors, advice on the best uses of a child's Social Security number, and more. We've even partnered with Kroll Advisory Solutions, the industry leader in helping clients mitigate and respond to risk. So in the unfortunate event something does happen to your identity, you'll have professional help in getting your identity restored. And when you provide Kroll a limited power of attorney, a dedicated licensed investigator will do restoration on your behalf for as long as it takes until all resolvable issues have been addressed. This includes comprehensive restoration services such as sending fraud alerts to all 3 national credit repositories and correcting identity theft issues with affected banks, credit card companies, law enforcement agencies, and other institutions. Legal Shield Identity Theft Plan covers you, your spouse, and with Safeguard for Minors, up to 8 dependents under the age of 18.
There you go.
Arm yourself and your family with Legal Shield Identity Theft today. Legal Shield. Worry less, live more.
Yep, there you go, right there. So if you guys want to learn more about it, you can go to my page, stacyharp.wearelegalshield.com, or I'll just go ahead and put it in my link here again, so you guys can go to my page and just put in your info just to get info from me, and I'll give you some more info because there's a lot of info. I mean, I haven't even seen it all yet, but that is the gist of it. And honestly, if I had a family that big, I definitely would be, because you might be good, but not everybody is. Just so you know. So I was talking to my upline earlier today, Vicky's husband, Terry, and he was just telling me, because we were talking to another attorney, and we were telling an attorney about the service because he didn't know about it. And Terry was just saying, you know what, I can't stop talking about this because everybody needs it. And it's true. Everybody does need it. It's minimal payment for insurance to help protect yourself. And then what it doesn't cover for Legal Shield and ID Shield, you get a 25% discount on attorneys. But like I said in my Instagram story, the perks, there are member perks that it offers. And so if you take advantage of the member perks, it will actually pay for your membership every month if you do that. So I was saying that I was interested in setting up a Zoom call with anybody who would be interested in actually going with me. I will show you behind the scenes in my thing all the perks that you can look at ahead of time, because you usually don't find out what they are. It will tell you specific things on the website, but I can actually go in and show you this is what you get. And if you think you need it, like saving money on things on Amazon, eBay, there's over 400 places, you're going to see. In fact, we were looking at the perks this morning. I told Randall, I said, yeah, let's look at the perks, because that's my new thing every morning. I'm looking at the member perks. They update it every day. And there's a really good sale on what was it? 64 gig thing for $16.
Flash drive.
Yeah, 64 gig flash drive for $16. And what was the normal cost? Like $60?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was the Legal Shield perk. Unfortunately, however, we didn't get in on it because they were sold out by the time I saw it. But the point is there are actually other stuff too, like Skechers, you know, for I think it's for the members. It might be for the associate. I think it's for members, because there are associate benefits too. If you sign up like I did, you also get associate benefits or perks. But like Skechers, they give you 30% off on Skechers sneakers, full time. You know, just so you know. So anyway, so if you want to know more info, just tell me. Okay. I'm happy to let you know. Okay, so Randall, do you have any? Wow, it's 4:46 already.
Yeah, already.
Okay, well, we did that. Do you want to? you have anything to share? Let's see if there's some more comments that came in.
Well, I was I'm gonna look over here on Facebook.
Here. Okay, so we have. Wait, hold on a second. We have. Okay, Steven said he's on the phone with Legal Shield right now. Wait, hold on a minute. I'm trying to scroll through here. Love Lifted Me says, come into the country the right way and this can be avoided. Right. Generally speaking, if you obey the law, you won't have problems, right?
Good idea.
USA says no to millions and then they think it's okay. Cross into illegal. But we don't want them neither, says God Loves You in Canada. Sad and so wrong. Chrissy, or God Loves You to Chrissy, wondering if anyone here trying to steal our identity right now. And then Mark Gregory asks, would Jesus put kids in cages? Which completely has everything to do with our conversation. And then God Loves You says, I have a cousin who shares my first name and last name. My dad's cousin, so it'd be hard to steal. I don't know. Trump is God's choice. The Trump is not God. And there's a big fight about that. Okay. You guys are so relevant here in the I mean, seriously.
I'd say they're both right. Trump is not God.
Yes, he is.
And what was the other one?
See, that's worship. Okay. Take children away from their parents. That's what Jesus would do. See, Mark is, I'm not sure if Mark is a troll or if he just hates Jesus. Cause you know, none of us have even mentioned Jesus today. And he brought Jesus up in a negative way.
I was about to.
Oh, you were? Okay, go ahead. Mention Jesus. It's important.
Well, the religion news service.
Satan is Trump's choice now. That's what Mark says. Mark has a sense of humor. Mark knows the Bible so well. He knows about Jesus and Satan. Yeah.
Press release over on the.
Hey, Mark, have you read the book of Hezekiah lately? Just curious. Anyway, go on.
Religion News Service has this press release that's saying that the best-selling of the Jesus Bible to reach more readers and new editions, an exclusive NIV comfort print.
Yeah, I saw that.
Typeface, and NVI and ESV translations. Yeah. I'm not sure what comfort print is.
Okay, so he said, I love Jesus. Too bad Trump doesn't. Really? Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going to let Randall talk. I'm going to go ahead and... Mark is a troll, but that's a troll that said that. Whenever there's a kiss lip thingy, we know it's a sex bot, okay? Just so you know. Okay, anyway.
Just that, I thought this was interesting that in 2017, the Jesus Bible, I thought, well, what is the Jesus Bible? Well, it's Zondervan's best-selling NIV study Bible, and more than 140,000 copies of the Jesus Bible. And so... anyway, but so I'm like, well, where did this come out of, and what's so unique about it? And I was reading that Well, it's nice that it's got features essays from Ravi Zacharias, Randy Alcorn, okay, John Piper, I don't know, and Louis Giglio, who tends to be more of a social gospel kind of thing, and he's the general editor, and he's the founder of the Passion Movement, and anyway, so just looking at this press release and just thinking about, okay, well, it's good. It's a real good thing that the Bible is successful, but at the same time that we have to come with a new edition, the Jesus Bible, and give it comfort print and it's just like,
what is comfort print?
I don't know.
Is it print that doesn't hurt your eyes because you're an old person or something?
Well, it's aimed,
you are old. You're over 50.
I am old, but it's aimed at 18 to 36-year-olds. So they're pre-presbyopic. So.
Oh, that's funny. I think it's funny how you like to use the word presbyopic. You throw that into language, hey, I have presbyopic, or whatever the word is.
Yeah, presbyopia. What would you call it?
Hardening of the lenses.
That's too many symbols, too many syllables there.
Actually, Mark, we actually talked about this earlier this week. Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, actually quoted out of Romans 13, and some people disagreed with the fact that he did that, and whatever, who cares? The way I look at it is if you're breaking the law, you got to pay. If you're busted, okay, let's put it this way: if you're breaking the law and you get busted, then you pay the penalty, right? You reap what you sow. I mean, it's that simple. And yet everybody's like trying to make it out to be this big thing. Under Obama, excuse me, but under Obama, they did just as many things. I mean, so anyway, whatever. What I find fun is that the culture is talking about the Bible, and anybody who actually knows the Bible, it can easily refute anything that anybody in the media says about it, because most people in the media don't read it, and they don't understand it in the historical context in which it's written. And if they did, maybe Jeff Sessions doesn't, but if they did, our job as disciples, the real disciples of Christ, is to say, okay, this is what it says, and then go that way and just fluff off the foolishness of the world. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Who cares what they did? You fed Obama. I don't know even what that means, Rick. What does that mean? Anyway. So, okay, what else was I going to say?
Well, for comfort print.
Comfort print. Oh, yeah, we're back to that. Okay.
Just because it came old, Thomas Nelson has this thing on their website. Apparently, a lot of people are using it. Apparently, according to this demo here.
There's a demo?
Yeah. The okay. Bibles used to be printed in a faded gray text. None that I have, but that's the old. And the new, you read, it's darker.
Ah.
And
comfort print.
and rather than the
that's some of the dumbest marketing I've ever seen.
And it looks like the serifs on the type are a little more angular.
You can get comfort print on your iPhone. It's called old age people print. That's what it's called. Hey, can I bold my print so I can see it better?
Yeah, I don't think.
I'm just curious who the heck came up with the term comfort print.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's funny to me.
I don't think that they used to print Bibles in a gray ink, in a pale gray ink on white pages. I don't get it. I guess I'd have to read the long explanation, but yeah, it's funny how
it's stupid.
How
let's just say it how it is. Marketing is often dumb. I mean, it's stupid what people. Look at the label on there. New easy read comfort print. You know what that reminds me of? An underwear label for like or like a T-shirt, like Hanes or something.
And what's really interesting is the comfort print trademark. It's a registered trademark. The comfort print doesn't seem to be in the font of the comfort print. Now, that's the first thing I would do if I'm going to register the trademark comfort print. I would use the same font that the comfort print is in.
Right.
But
inconsistencies, people. It's important to point those out.
Yeah. Anyway, but it is kind of humorous, Get this Bible because it's got comfort print, and that's.
What's next? Comfort hearing?
Well, we've already had the comfort. Yeah. Well, we've already had the comfort teaching and the comfort hearing. So we just need a comfort Bible to go along with it.
And they need to put it in the comfort inn, because
No.
That's funny.
No, the comfort print Bibles are in various translations.
Personally, the New American Standard is the best version out there, in my opinion.
Well, your opinion is slightly flawed.
Yeah, it is. Well,
in my not so humble opinion.
Well, you're not humble at all. You're a snooty King James only person.
I'm not a King James. No,
I know. You're a King James number 3 version, whatever, only person.
I'm a Textus Receptus advocate.
That just doesn't even sound right.
What do you mean? It doesn't sound right.
It just doesn't. We talk about lots of stuff, and Textus Receptus does not. And if you didn't, I mean,
the received text, is that better? If we don't make it Latin,
that would be better.
The received text, just because when it just comes to the discipline of textual criticism.
Hey, Chrissy says she uses NASB. Yeah, you go, girl.
Well,
that
I'm not saying the NASB is a bad translation. I'm just saying
the Standard needs to make a comeback because the NIV sucks compared to the NASB.
Well,
just so you know,
most modern translations have one problem as I see it, and that is that they do not use the received text as the New Testament text from which to translate from. They use the Nestle Ungerman text, or Nestle Holland, or the different names and publishers it's gone under, which comes from just two, count them, 2 copies in the New Testament. One found by an individual, based on his testimony at a monastery, and the monks at that monastery didn't even back up his story of how he came upon it, and there was
Were they honest monks?
I don't know.
How do we know? Maybe there's a reason they didn't back up his story.
I don't know
about that.
But then there's
Melanie's saying the New King James Version rocks.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
New American Standard's better.
Anyway, and then the other text is the Codex Vaticanus, which is this supposedly old copy of the New Testament, just happened to be found around the same time.
Why did all the hearts stop?
I don't know.
People, hello, we're trying to get
maybe
to
because I started saying Textus Receptus.
We're trying to get into 15 million hearts or something. Wait.
Anyway.
Hold on a second. I need to tweet this out again because I want to. All right, I'm done talking. Broadcast thingy. Really? Okay. Randall is very knowledgeable about a lot. Did he go to seminary?
No, I did not.
Chrissy wants to know if you went to seminary.
And the answer is still no. But if you have 178 minutes to kill sometime, what the heck?
Well, don't forget about Ariel. That's where you got a lot of your
Goofus.
Education. What?
Yeah.
Doofus.
Goofus. Some stupid, lame website.
Oh, one of those dumb websites.
That throws up this bogus.
You just won a contest.
No, you're infected with a virus, and put
I
in
guess
this, give
Thank
us
you for
all
the
your
hearts.
information. And
I appreciate Diane giving us some hearts. Wait, you just stopped. What was it with that? Hey, weren't you just giving me hearts? Okay. All right. And now I think Michelle is giving us hearts, right? Am I getting your name right? In Canada, I always I always forget because I'm old.
Call the Windows support team, and we'll get you.
Oh yeah, I got a call like that. I was like, whatever.
Well, this is an online thing.
So Ariel Ministries sponsors our show, and Dr. Arnold Fruchtenbaum here actually wrote the book Life of the Messiah from a Messianic Jewish perspective. He did a whole study on the life of Christ from a Jewish perspective, and if you buy the book, we're highlighting the fourth book, volume 4, which actually, Aaron, sorry, you would think I would remember that. I always forget. Okay, I gotta write it down and remember because I always forget. Aaron. Okay, I wrote it down, but now I gotta put it somewhere so I don't forget it. Ivanka Putin came in our room. Really? Ah, interesting. Yeah, Randall was saying about 178 minutes. Go on.
Yeah.
But we gotta thank our sponsor though.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick, if you've got 170 minutes to spare, go find on Netflix or Amazon Video or something the movie Tares Among the Wheat.
By the Chris Pinto film.
Yeah, the Chris Pinto film.
Yep.
Good. Very educational.
Although he's actually controversial though.
I know, but the content of that particular film,
Randall actually agrees,
and it could have been done in probably 30 minutes, but
some people are verbose, and we get it.
Yeah. Anyway, back to you.
Ariel Ministries gives us a 20% discount whenever you use the coupon code Bible News. Right? And so if you want to be as smart as Randall, then read the books that he reads. There you go. That's it right there. That's why I'll never be as smart as him. It's because it won't happen. But also, don't forget, I know you guys are regular viewers. Don't forget, when you use Bible News, Ariel keeps supporting us, and you can get a free Bible study here. It was called Tares Among the Wheat, Rick. Right? Yeah. Okay, hold on a minute.
Yeah,
I'm going to go here. I'm just here for my daily dose of vitamin hypocrisy. Oh, that's interesting. So you
come to the wrong place.
So what's funny is she is a troll. That's so funny. So you use somebody's name that's not real, like a fake name, you identity thief, you. Anyway, the Bible study you can get at our website, BibleNewsRadio.com/resources. You can go there. You can download.
Yeah, which I can't put up on the screen right now, just so you know.
That's okay. You can go there and you can go to BibleNewsRadio.com later, click on the resources tab, and then look at the free stuff. You can download it. Just download it and get it. And you can also follow us on Bullhorn, the mobile app. That link is over there too. And then what else? There's a discount. Oh, and then, of course, people who want to give us money because you love us so much. You can also become pillars of our community. Yeah, because you know what pillars do? They lift us up. Woo, woo. Yeah, all of a sudden I got that song. You lift me up when I don't know the words, but it's in my head. Anyway, so if you like what we do, please donate to the show. Consider donating $25 a month or more, and we'll put you into our Facebook group where we try to encourage you, and sometimes we get ignored, but that's okay. Bygones. We're trying to reinstate our new monthly meetup with our pillars as well, and all that. So you can do that. And I actually, really appreciate the fact that you guys come in to the show. Joe, JD, I hope that you have a good weekend yourself. Remember that God loves you no matter what. Some traveling this week. See you in 2 weeks. Oh, okay. Well, hey, where are you going? I'm just curious. Richard John has joined. We all have fronts or made up masks to protect ourselves. Let's not be hypocritical. She's trying to be Ivanka Trump Putin. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. I do. it's the irony of it all. So, next week, though, let me tell you guys, I have 3 guests coming up next week. You guys are going to want to be here Monday. I usually don't interview guests on Monday, but guess who I'm having come on the show Monday? Stephen Black is my guest Monday. Stephen, as you guys know, is a man that God set free from homosexuality. He heads up First Stone Ministries. He's on the board of the Restored Hope Network that helps those who want help with unwanted same-sex attraction. And he is going to join me on Monday because he couldn't join me on any other day. And we're going to talk about Revoice and how they said he can't come. Can you believe that? Anyway, we're going to talk about that. I love him. He's awesome. So he's my guest Monday. On Tuesday, Jody Summers is my guest, and she is an amazing lady. She, many of us know Vicki Fitch, who is top 10 direct sales internationally for over a decade. That's been go ahead, brainwashed into us. Anyway, Jody was also super high up in direct sales. She's an awesome woman. She has an amazing testimony, and she's going to talk to us about cancer prevention and nutrition for kids and health and all that other stuff. She's a sweetheart. I absolutely have just adore her. And then also, so that's Tuesday. On Wednesday, let's see, what do I have here? On Wednesday, I have a doctor's appointment. That's on my calendar, just so you know. And then on Thursday, Rick Costa is going to be in the house at 5 o'clock Central Time instead of 4, because Rick gets off work and he can't make it at 4. So Rick will be our guest on Thursday next week. Wednesday, we'll end up doing some headlines. Friday will be Free for All Friday. So we have a really, really good, we have a really good program week signed up. So I hope you guys enjoy it. All right. And come be a part of the show. Yes. And then Aaron says Pride Parade in Toronto on Sunday. So if you're there, please let them be. Well, I don't plan on going to Toronto anytime soon, although I have been there. I will have to notify Bill Walcott up in Canada, who was just arrested over there, by the way, for being a Christian there, because Canada's laws against Christians are tighter than, here in America. But America's right behind. Yeah, we are. So that's my news. And are you going to play your song again? How many want to hear Randall's song again? You guys didn't hear it the other day. He produced this thing. It's so good. And I think it would be an awesome way to go out.
Except they just have to stare at our faces while it plays.
We can go like this.
I mean, I can.
Yeah, we could. Go like that. We go like this. We could act our age, not our shoe size. Of course, who knows what that is? I play pickleball with a lot of older people, and they don't act their age, so why should I have to act mine? That's my question.
Great reasoning.
It is, isn't it?
It's a way to conduct yourself based on what other people are doing.
Yep. Okay, so this is... What's the name of the song again? I forgot.
It is well with my soul.
It is well with my soul here.
Not my song, just my arrangement.
So Aaron says, I'm a Christian here, and I never about being arrested for being one. You never about? That doesn't even make sense.
You get the idea.
I don't.
Okay.
So maybe there's not enough evidence against you that you're a Christian there. How are we Christians held down here in the U.S.? That doesn't even make sense. Oh, you're talking to her. Okay, never mind. All right. Okay, so play the song. Randall produced this. Here, why don't you give the inspiration for your production? Because you'll love this.
Not much to say other than I haven't really done any.
How many hours did it take you to put this together, approximately?
I don't know.
20, 30?
Oh, no, not that many.
40 hours?
No.
10 hours?
Maybe 10, I don't know.
15, 20?
No,
30?
Not that many. Not
40,
that many.
you sure?
No,
Because you
sure.
seem to work on a long time.
Just on and off. But
yeah, you should track how long it takes you to do a song.
I should. Yeah, but the inspiration was just to take a classic hymn and do a cinematic arrangement of it, and I plan to do more.
Yeah, he does. Okay, ready? Here it is. You ready? Oh, you could do the voiceover like you did last time.
No.
He doesn't want to.
Necessarily.
Okay.
That's not it.
That sounds like the
Yeah,
other song.
that's it.
Yeah. Listen to this. This is so good, you guys. This is my man. Picture Randall rocking out. I love this. Audio Jungle. No, I'm just kidding. Bible News Radio. You thought that was funny, right? All right, listen to the layers. Randall composed this, yes. It gets good, though. Notice the layers here, the added drums. Or percussion. Yes. Children of God, just so you know. Read John 1:12. Crescendo here. Hear the trumpets there? How he ends it here too. There you go. Oh, look at you sitting there all stoic.
Mm-hmm.
That goes through his head, and then he goes ahead and he puts it through a computer synthesizer thingy and he puts it all together. I mean, isn't that awesome, you guys? That's my man. You know, I mean, obviously that's a classic hymn. It is Well With My Soul. And somebody said the story behind that is amazing. It is true. It's very true. He actually talked about it last time we played it. I guess it was last Friday or earlier this week. I don't remember.
I don't recall.
But it is completely anointed. I mean, I literally felt the Holy Spirit fall on me during that. Again, the first time I heard it, Randall was like, "What do you think?" Because I get to hear everything first because I'm special. And I started to cry. I literally cried. I was like, I mean,
you did?
He has. I've known him 28 years, and you know, and I have actually, Albert, thank you for sharing. I have actually heard him compose different things, and again, it just keeps getting better. I mean, because you know, I can pick up a guitar and I can play C, D, G, A minor, E minor, you know, occasionally do a bar chord, and that's about it. Randall, he can just, you know, I took a semester of piano. I can play a couple of chords on piano. That's it. Randall, he just hears all this stuff, and he taught me about layering in music, right? So I don't know about you, but you know, it starts out with dun 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 dun, you know, with that little melody, and then he has that going throughout the whole song. But then you hear the layer where he adds the percussion to it. Then you hear the trumpets. Then you hear the 2 or 3 forms of trumpets there. Then you hear the piano.
No piano.
Really? What's
Really?
that? Okay, what is that? A xylophone that you did? Because it sounded like a piano near the end.
Harp.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so harp. But so, yeah, anyway, so you hear all that stuff. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So, yeah, J.D. Kennedy saying, I'm a Christian songwriter myself. Good job. Yeah, well, Randall's a composer and a songwriter. And that arrangement is awesome. And it's just it's the first one in, you're going to do cinematic hymns.
Yeah.
So there you go. So that, if you guys want to buy it, Randall will have a opportunity to put it up somewhere so you can buy it. And I keep telling him, people are going to want this. They're going to want to buy it, just so you know. So, there you go.
So, I'm thinking...
How many of you would buy this for like
at least
$1.99 or 99 cents? You would actually buy that. That's a 4-minute song, first of all.
Yeah, 4:51.
Yeah, okay, almost 5-minute song. You know, just to be able to hit and play that, hit that. Because I tell you what, for me, it stays in my thing. I actually clandestinely, secretly recorded it. And Randall doesn't know. I was like, will you play that again? And I hit record. I did. I bootlegged it. I have it bootlegged on my phone. I just outed myself. But anyway. And I would just play it over and over because it just gets into my thing.
Yeah, just bootleg recording.
Yeah.
Sound...
99 cents. See?
Yeah.
So Erin's saying she'll pay it 99 cents for it.
No, I'm thinking at least 6 more for the first collection, Cinematic Hymns Volume 1.
Yeah. So you can do yeah, that's what I am. I'm a pirate. He sleeps with me too.
I do.
What was I gonna say? You gotta do my favorite hymn.
What's that? Is it
I'm trying to think
Because
of it.
He Lives? Or that's not really a hymn per se.
Well, that is one of them.
Isn't that a Gaither song?
Yeah, maybe. Nah, yeah, I'm gonna have to think about it. But Be Thou My Vision, you really like that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to public domain stuff, of course, because
your producer told you to chop some time off because it's too lengthy. Yeah, you know, years ago, I'll tell you this, years ago I wrote a lot of praise and worship songs. I actually submitted a lot of them to Vineyard Music because at the time we were attending the Vineyard. And Cindy Rethmeyer, who wrote a couple of the songs there, she actually wrote me back a note telling me that my songs at the time were stories and they weren't really good for congregational worship. And then lo and behold, about a year later, every song that came out was like a story and everybody in the world. So you know what I say to people who give you that type of advice? Just ignore it. Because honestly, a lot of the songs today are like, they're like a story. And then you have the hymns and, you know, you have the the repetitive, altered state of consciousness worship songs as well. But
7-Eleven music.
yeah. So what was the last? How Great Thou Art? Are you going to do How Great Thou Art? Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, but the next one on the list is, my goodness, Great is Thy Faithfulness.
Great is Thy Faithfulness, huh? So you're going to make it super cool like you did that one? You're bringing back the hymns. You know why? Because you're over 50.
Yeah.
You're old.
Because, as was pointed out, the stories behind these hymns.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And then the theological content themselves.
Yep. Hymns are so much better than today's Christian music. I don't even listen to most of today's Christian music.
I don't know. There's some good stuff.
I mean, but the words, if you're a lyricist like me, then, it is what it is.
Says the woman to whom I was reading Shakespeare to the other night.
All right. How many of you like Shakespeare? How many of you enjoy, that type of thing? Seriously, put a 1 or 2 or say, yeah, me. Hark, who goes there? Say something like that. I am not that smart. Just so you know.
Be smart.
It's funny. Well, I'm just not. Onward Christian Soldiers. The Allen family has great Christian songs. I don't know who they are. Me. Okay, so Aaron likes Shakespeare. Awesome story behind Amazing Grace. Yes, it is, actually.
Yeah. William Wilberforce.
Anyway. Okay, I'm yawning now.
Yeah, I need to.
I want some ice cream.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. We need to wrap this up.
We're going to wrap this up,
This
people.
was definitely a free-for-all.
This is a free-for-all Friday show, people. All right, so last things. First of all, don't forget BibleNewsRadio.com. If you're not on my email, go join it. Number 2, if you want information on Legal Shield and ID Shield, it's actually available in Canada as well. So you do qualify for this one. Then just message me wherever, and I'll send you the info for it. And number... I'm trying to think here. They may come on my show only if I want them to. That's the thing. I actually am booking fewer guests for many reasons. I have become very picky with who I put on my show, just so you know. Because there are a lot of people that are they take advantage of what we do and don't appreciate it. So I'm like, okay, I'm pulling back the reins because we put a bill for this show. And I know when people come on the show, they sell product. And if they're not willing to help support our show in any way, they ain't coming on my show. That's my new rule. Just so you know. All right. So there you have it, people. Hope you have a good weekend. Be bold, people. Stand up and go with God. Because he loves you.